Before we decided to build a set for the short film, we actually went to a lot of different locations and we tried to find real hospitals for the hospital scenes and restaurant scenes and so on.
We go to all the various locations to scout the area, help the art director to get a sense of the realism first before she caricature things into what we seen on screen.
Yeah, this is after we decided to shoot the film in the soundstage in the set. So we've been to this hospital to check out what are the decorations the hospital have, what are the colors of the corridors, what are the sizes of the windows and doors.
A lot of the hospitals don't allow us to film in them. So we ended up looking for matching locations within our school. That is when we stumbled upon
SCB, the School of Biological Chemical Engineering.
It really has a very similar location or similar feel. The color scheme fits the locations of the hospital.
Yeah. One of the main locations we found interesting was this two corridors parallel to each other and there's an empty space in between. So we decided to make it into a dolly shot where the two main characters walk
into the hospital.
Into the hospital.
We decided not to use the other side of the wall because there was a lot of windows that was left open that we cannot access into those rooms, and you can see all the fire hydrants and stuff. So we ended up using the other side, which is much more cleaner. In the script, there was a post-credit scene. It happens in a cemetery, so we went to the Chinese cemetery in Lim Chu Kang.
And as you see, this is actually shot on a infrared camera.
Yeah, and you were testing out something that day.
Yeah, I was testing my infrared camera. The place got a lot of mosquitoes. So
I kept biting my.
Whenever we go, we have to dodge all the mosquitoes.
Yeah, filming outside, right, in these kind of locations are always very difficult, and I always avoid filming outside in Singapore because we have to fight the weather.
And becomes muddy after the rain as well.
Open up to a lot of those variables, whereas filming inside a set is much more contained and more organized, and you can get things done faster by shooting continuously throughout the whole day. So this is one of the reasons why we chose at the end of the day to go with set building.
So we check out the Chinese cemetery, but the tombstones look a bit too old. So we went on to check out the Christian cemetery. The cemetery is more Western style,
which fits the whole dark comedy kind of feeling.
And also the landscape is more clean. We don't have too much of stuff in the background. So the main location we need is the morgue. We need grungy looking, and we preferably want tiles on the wall. We happen to find some abandoned schools,
abandoned factories, resort locations.
The government, the SLA, actually have a list of abandoned locations for rental, especially for filming purposes, but these locations are cut off from electricity and we need to draw power from somewhere outside. I saw quite a few times before people use generators to film in these locations, and it could be a bit difficult. First, it's hot inside when there's no ventilation or there's no enough fans for the whole crew. Everyone suffers, and also the noise is a big problem.
But we do get a lot of inspirations from the locations that we scouted.
Some of the test shots we did in these locations actually end up in the final film.
So we actually recreated the look and feel of the places from the abandoned areas onto the set. And it's very nice to see that ability to recreate somewhere else.
Because we want tiles, so this place came up to my mind. We did find a lot of rooms that are covered in tiles, but there's too much of influence of the nature. So as you see here, this room is being destroyed by termites.
And the other room beside it is just clean.
It's pristine. This one is pristine.
And you see a lot of like beds and bed sheet. Oh my goodness, that was just unable to film there. You're unable to film there unless you clear the place out.
It's quite a big layer of bed sheet.
When we are scouting locations such as this, it's also a very big safety concern for the crew because you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
In these locations, you can hear creaks on the wooden floorboards, you can hear things dropping and falling out of nowhere. So always bear in mind the safety for the crew. At the end of the day, we choose not to shoot in this location.
Yeah, actually, and also the comfort. Even if you could clean up all the pieces, it's still going to be smelly. Yeah, and you may have unexpected animal entering your shot when you are rolling a camera.
So just to summarize, right, these are the points that we have taken into mind when we are doing the location scouting, which ultimately led us to choose to build a set rather than scout for locations, because we have the problem of equipment and transport, and we do not have the budget of big companies, right? So if we are to shoot outside the confines of the school, right, we have to hire a van and a truck just to bring them over. The abandoned places that we scouted, right, are all inaccessible to nearby food sources, toilets as well. There's no toilets. Yeah. So it will become a very big problem if any crew member of any people, even for PAs as well, they find it very difficult to travel just to buy food because it's so far away from the nearest coffee shop.
Yeah, right. And actually, I remember the day this idea came to your mind to build the set. Actually, I can feel exactly how you felt then, because I also feel the fear of not being able to get things accomplished if we go to a place we are not comfortable, we are not familiar with.
Yeah. So many problems that stack upon us if you need to bring all the equipment to somewhere else to shoot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Especially as a director, I can't sacrifice the morale of the crew and the comfort of the crew as well.
Yeah. And these problems eventually will take a toll on our time. So means our production will slow down, and to get the same amount of footage, we need to run the production for a longer time.
But if you are doing it in a sound stage, everything is already set up. Right?
Yeah, if we get enough time to prepare beforehand, then doing the production is definitely going to run much faster.
Yeah, and of course, electricity. All the abandoned locations don't have electricity. You have to spend more money buying generators and finding ways to light your lights. In school, you have a sound stage, you can build it up. It's all indoors as well. And finally, right, this is the most important thing that every faculty will always stress is safety. Right, abandoned places are just not safe enough for people to work there. Some abandoned, not all abandoned places.